Welcome everybody, and today we are going to cover the next part of mobile and wireless communication. In previous lecture, we have seen most important uh, definitions or terminologies related to mobile and wireless communication. So, in this particular lecture, I am going to cover generation of wireless network. So, this is the very first point in your syllabus. So I'm going to cover this particular point with a broad aspect. Means I'm going to cover the basic part of wireless communication, and then it will be very beneficial for you to move further towards generation of wireless networks. Welcome once again. So the first point. So the first point that I'm going to cover, that is a wireless communication. What is actually wireless communication? Might be you all of know about analog communication, digital communication. So in particular analog communication, we have studied wireless communication. So what is wireless communication? The electronic communication which takes place with the help of electromagnetic signal, it's called as a wireless communication. Then question arises that what is electromagnetic signal? So we are having with us a figure which shows the idea of electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic signal. So what is electromagnetic signal? Electromagnetic signal is this particular figure or diagram, which is imaginary, which gives you the imaginary idea about electromagnetic signal. So what is electromagnetic signal? A signal which travels to the signal which travels, or simply the signal which contains electric field as well as magnetic field. So you can see here these vertical lines, these are electric field, and these horizontal lines, these are the magnetic field. So the signal which are having both electric and magnetic field is called as electromagnetic waves. Then again we are having types of electromagnetic waves, but we don't have to study regarding types of electromagnetic waves. This much is sufficient for our further journey. The next part is brief history of wireless communication. So this picture will gives you the idea about wireless communication history. So very first invention regarding wireless communication, that is nothing but detection of radio waves by Hertz in 1887. Then the next big step towards wireless communication is nothing but radio transmission. Means Hertz detected radio waves, but actually radio transmission can be done with radio waves, that is invented by Tesla in 1893. Then the transatlantic transmission takes place in 1901 by Marconi, or Marconi is also a father of antenna. We all know about antennas. Then in 1962, the first satellite is launched. I think it was by Russia, and the name of that satellite you already know about, Sputnik. Then in 1970, there is a Aloha Net, so which is particularly for uh, data transmission. Then in 1991, first GSM college placed. After that, in 1997, 802.11. These are the wireless standards. Then Bluetooth, then WiMAX, then Zigbee. So in this way, this is the brief history of wireless communication. That wireless communication got replaced by wired communication in television broadcasting. In the early days,
It's 1
television
o'clock.
signals were broadcasted using wireless radio transmitters, but this setup got replaced by cable television. So these two examples point out that with the development of technology, we always have to choose what is the best for situation. In some areas, we have to use wired communication, whereas in other areas, we have to prefer wireless communication. Then we are going to move why wireless communication? What are the advantages of wireless communication? The first point is cost. So what is cost related to advantages? The cost of if we consider the wired communication, then the cost of installing wires, cables, other infrastructure is totally got eliminated in wireless communication, and therefore the cost is reduced in a great extent. Also, installing wired networks in building. Also, if we have to place the cables, then we have to do digging to lay the cables. So all these tasks are very difficult, also very costly and time consuming job. But if we go to wireless communication, then all these difficulties can be solved in great extent. Then second is a mobility. So what is mobility? Mobility is the main advantage of wireless communication. That is, mobility means freedom. It offers the freedom to move around while still connected to the network. Means consider the example of your wired handset, telephone handset. So in that condition, you have to stick at the place. You are not able to move around your house. So that is totally eliminated by wireless communication. Then ease of installation. The setup and installation of wireless communication networks, equipment, and other infrastructure is very easy. We don't have to worry about the cables. Also, time required to set up a wireless communication like Wi-Fi is very less as compared to a cable network. Then next point is reliability. So since there are no cables and wires involved in wireless communication, there is no chance of communication failure due to damage of these cables by any means, such as environmental conditions or natural disasters or artificial disasters. Then we have to consider disadvantages of wireless communication also. What are the disadvantages? So the first disadvantage is interference. So we all know that wireless communication uses open space for transmission of signal, and as there are thousands of wireless signals from thousands of transmitters, so might be there is a possibility of interference. So what is interference? Interference is a phenomena in which two or more than two wireless signals they mixed with each other, and the result is a total distraction of the signal. So interference is a very much big issue in wireless communication. Then next comes that is security. So the main most important thing regarding wireless communication is the security. So anyone can tap your signal. So there is a possibility of intruder who can intercept the signals or copy sensitive information from your transmission. Then next part is a health concern. What is health concern? Health concern means nowadays uh, a lot of research has been going on the effect of high frequency electromagnetic signals on human being or living being. It may be birds, it may be animals, it may be human being, it may be plants. So a lot of health concerns are there in today's generation. So if there are high frequency signals, then radiation can be hazardous. It will leads to very terrific results for living being. So that is also most important thing that we have to consider under disadvantages. So basic elements now we will move towards types of wireless communication system. So in this picture you are able to see different types of wireless communication system. But before that, just enlist the names which are categorized as a wireless networks. So television and TV broadcasting, this is a wireless network. Satellite communication, radar, mobile telephone system, that is cellular telephone system that we are using nowadays. GPS, global positioning system, infrared communication, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, paging, cordless phones, radio frequency identification. So these are the some examples of wireless communication systems. So in this picture, you can have a view of circuits that are used in particular applications. So first thing, that is a GSM mobile phone. So this is the circuit of GSM mobile phone. It is not compulsory that this circuit is only the circuit for GSM mobile phones. There are a lot of variations, but this is just a representative picture of mobile phone. Then RFID. So we know about RFID whenever we goes to big bazaars. Then while calculating bill, they are using RFID technology. So then Wi-Fi. So we all know about the Wi-Fi. So this is Wi-Fi module, this is infrared module, this is a Bluetooth module. Again, this is the GPS. Again, this is a radio frequency. So it may be AM, FM, or another radio frequency technology. Then come to our today's part, that is a generation of wireless networks. So we seen all the things related to wireless communication. Now we have to study regarding generation of wireless networks. So mostly wireless network is categorized into up to, okay, means in 2020 there is another generation that is already mentioned, or that is already discussed everywhere, that is a 5G, but I have not included here 5G. So wireless networks are categorized here as a 1G, 2G, 3G and 4G. That is the first generation, second generation, third generation and fourth generation. So this particular picture will gives you a rough idea about what is the generation and how are they classified. So if you consider first generation, then only voice signal can be transmitted with the help of this type of wireless networks. Mostly the system is analog based, and the data speed is roughly maximum about 2.4 kbps. In second generation, of wireless network, capacity and coverage of network is improved a lot of magnitude, and these type of networks are based upon digital standards. Means communication type is a digital communication type. The third generation, that is okay, the second generation are having maximum data speed of 64 kbps. This is not particular, this is roughly data speed that they have given here. The third generation of wireless network, they are mainly built for voice as well as data transmission. So data may be multimedia, text, internet, and they are having a tremendous speed that is up to 2 Mbps. Then fourth generation uh, wireless networks. So they are designed primarily for data. Means here the voice communication is also over uh, packet switching, that is IP based, and speeds are a tremendous speed, that is up to 1 Gbps. So we can have a tremendous speed. So this is the roughly idea of generation of wireless networks. So in detail we can have a look of generation, how are they classified and what are the different points that we have to consider while classifying generation, that are nothing but in this table you are able to see 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G and 5G and the differentiation points, that is their year of implementation, then bandwidth, then technology which they are used, then service, multiplexing technology, switching, core networks. So first of all we will see the year of introduction. 1G is introduced in 1970 to 1918. 2G roughly period is 1990 to 2004. 3G is 2004 to 2010, that is 2010. 4G, now we are using 4Gs, and 5G up to I think this is the 2020. A lot of European countries or a lot of United States United States regions, they already have implemented 5G, but in India still 5G is not ready. So we will have to consider about only 4G. Then data bandwidth, as we know that first as generation evolves, the data speed is get increased. So 1G is 2 kbps, 2G is 64 kbps, 3G 2 mbps, and 4G 1 gbps, and 5G higher than 1 gbps. So technology. So technology. So this particular point you will better understand in few upcoming lectures. But for now, just consider that 1G uses analog cellular technology, means type of modulation is analog, and 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G all are digital type of modulation. We are going to use digital type of modulations. Service, in 1G you are having only voice communication, but after 2G we will we move towards voice as well as data communication, and as the communication is going to evolve, data speed increases tremendously. Then multiplexing, we are also going to see about multiplexing, or you already know about the multiplexing. So if you want that I have to prepare a video regarding multiplexing, then you can comment on comment box. I will 100% make video on multiplexing. Then multiplexing in first generation, the multiplexing is only frequency division multiple access type of multiplexing. But after second generation, most advanced multiplexing technologies that were implemented, that is time division multiple access, code division multiple access, space division multiple access, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing access. Then switching technology in 1G is circuit switched. In 2G it is a mixture of circuit and packet. Then 3G is a packet switched. 4G is mixing of all these switching technologies. The core network means from which particular generation is evolved. So 1G is evolved from PSTN, that is public switched telephone network. 2G is also rely on PSTN. 3G is a packet network. 4G, 5G, they are the internet based networks. So in this way, in particular today's lecture we have seen the generations of wireless